Thank you for joining us. I am Frank Omalape. And now we'll begin from the Federal Capital Territory, where President Bola Tinubu appointed a special investigator, Jim Osayande, to probe the Central Bank of Nigeria and related agencies. This was contained in a letter signed by the President and addressed to Obazi, a former Chief Executive Officer of the Financial Reporting Council of Nigeria. Tinubu, in a statement announcing the appointment, said it is in accordance with the fundamental objectives set forth in Section 15, subsection 5 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, as amended in 1999, and is in continuation of the fight against corruption. He said Obazi is to investigate the CBN and related entities using a suitably experienced, competent, and capable team and work with relevant security and anti-corruption agencies to deliver on the assignment. Obazi's appointment comes in the wake of the arrest and prosecution of the suspended governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele, over alleged illegal possession of firearms and ammunition. Away from there now, as the Senate commences the screening of President Bola Tinubu's ministerial nominees, economic analysts have urged the president to appoint the right nominees to the right positions based on strength and antecedent in public and private leadership. Expressing his views on the ministerial list announced by the president last Thursday, the head of fixed income and forex market at Chapel Hill and Han, Oladipo Ajayi, who was a guest on iBrandTV flagship business program called Business Breakfast, noted that the nomination is not just a mere job opportunity for loyalists, but the right decision that will set the country's economy on the path of growth and development.
One of the things that actually felt that was not done right is was not attaching their portfolio to it, because what that would do is that the question that will be asked from most of these people will be more like managerial questions.
Exactly.
More rather than technical questions.
Okay.
That actually do with the actual portfolio that person that is saddled with. So I feel that henceforth we should find a way to always ensure that whoever is nominated for any portfolio, whatever portfolio such person is nominated from, must be attached to. So what that would do is that we will help the National Assembly to actually be able to actually ask the right question from some of them. And secondly, when you look at back to your first question in terms of what's the policy direction, the policy direction is to actually grow the economy. If you look at what, and also another thing is to grow the capacity of the country to actually generate revenue, and those are the key points that I see from the list of people that.
And now the latest figures from the Central Bank of Nigeria shows that currency outside banks rose to 2.26 trillion naira at the end of June 2023. According to figures, the currency outside banks rose by 185.68%, that's about 1.47 trillion naira, between January 2023 and June 2023. It was also learned that the currency in circulation in the country rose by 87.05% from 1.39 trillion naira in January 2023 to 2.6 trillion naira in June 2023. It had earlier dipped by 235.03% to 982.09 billion naira at the end of February from 3.29 trillion at the end of October last year, on the back of the Naira redesign policy of the CBN. And now the CBN stated that it employed the accounting statistical withdrawals and deposit approach to compute the currency in circulation in Nigeria. The Central Bank of Nigeria said it has achieved 64.1% financial inclusion, adding that it was targeting about 95% inclusion by 2024. The Assistant Director of Financial Development of the bank, Paul Oluigbe, while speaking at an event in Lagos, said the bank had crushed the Know Your Customer service by commercial banks into different tiers. According to him, some of those tiers require a very minimum identity, so it removes some of the bottlenecks and bureaucracies in terms of those acquiring financial products and services signing up. Oluipe added that what the CBN was doing was to coordinate the industry and impress upon its stakeholders the needed speed. Oluipe said to ensure financial inclusion, the Apex Bank also created awareness by using campaigns and also bringing stakeholders together. And now the federal government at the weekend said the total gas flare penalty collected from oil and gas companies from January to date is $85.1 million, representing about 44.4 billion naira at the average exchange rate of 521 naira 2 kobo per dollar in the year. It is plain that the gas flare administration should not be viewed as a sustainable revenue stream, as the flare fees were to serve as deterrents to drive the industry to greater compliance towards eliminating gas flaring and generation of revenue from gas monetization rather than flare payment. The Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission released this in a statement detailing some basic information on gas flare measurement and fines from oil and gas companies operating in Nigeria. It stated that while efforts are towards flare elimination and not penalty, the Commission has collected a total of $85.1 million from January to date from gas flare penalty. The upstream regulator said it had led the effort in ensuring that the federal government's drive to eliminate gas flaring in the country was achieved in a timely manner. You've been watching Business Now, coming to you live from our studio. Still to come after the break. Now, National Pension Commission refutes corruption allegations against Director General. We'll bring you this and many more other stories after this commercial break. Please stay with us. Glad to have you join us again. This is Business Now. We're broadcasting live from our news today here in Lagos. And out for other stories, the National Pension Commission has dismissed documents in circulations purporting that its Director General, Mrs. Aisha Dahiru Umaru, spent millions of dollars on travel during the COVID-19 pandemic. In a statement, PENCOM said the accusation against the Director General was a figment of the imagination of its promoters. It maintained that Dahiru Umaru could not get the humongous extra codes even if she spent 2 years outside the country. PENCOM said although the promoters of the fiction went to the extent of manufacturing documents and listing non-existent bank accounts to make the fabrication look real, fiction remains fiction and can never become the truth, no matter how many times it is repeated and recycled. The report alleged that the Director General was paid millions of dollars as a travel allowance for foreign trips she did not embark upon in 2020. The Niger Delta Power Holding Company Limited has said that out of the 4,000 megawatts of electricity that it's mostly available daily from the National Integrated Power Project, only an average of 700 megawatts is being dispatched. It is plain that the reason for this was due to electricity load rejection by power distribution companies. This meant the DISCOs are rejecting about 3,700 megawatts of electricity being produced by the National Integrated Power Project, which were planned under the management of the agency. The agency was incorporated under the Companies and Allied Matters Act as a private limited liability company with shareholding fully subscribed to by the federal, state and local governments, with a mandate to manage the power project tagged National Integrated Power Project. Nigeria's power generation and supply from the national grid has continued to hover between 3,500 megawatts and 5,000 megawatts, despite the enormous need for electricity by the about 200 million citizens of Nigeria.